Finally, about the Online Safety Act. It's been hailed as a way to protect children online, but critics say it's a Trojan horse for mass censorship. Just looking at some of those provisions, Clause 13 says platforms must proactively remove legal but harmful content. Clause 176 grants Ofcom sweeping powers over online platforms, and whistleblowers warn it could criminalize satire and political speech. Where do you stand on it?
I think that, again, the state, the argument the state makes for the online, what's it called? The Online Harms Bill, Online Safety Act.
Now the Online Safety Act. So they've gone from harm to safety.
Yeah, effectively what the state is doing, and repeatedly does, and increasingly doing, is reaching into our lives and dictating to us how we behave. Of course, our children should be protected. Of course they should. But one of the other damaging things the state has done is set aside families in many ways. It's removed responsibility for the managing of one's own familial affairs away from the family and afforded it to itself. And this is yet another extension of it. The right way for children to be protected is for their parents to take the steps required to protect their own children. And what the state should be doing is encouraging the re-establishment of the nuclear family, at the very least the nuclear family, in encouraging families to take responsibility for their own children, their upbringing, and so on. And if families, could be reestablished in the way that I've just described, then I think children would be automatically protected because parents would find mechanisms by which to protect their children.
So would you abolish the Online Safety Act?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would abolish it in its current format. Absolutely. I mean, we saw the other day that there's been a special police unit set up to see what people say on social media about immigration. I mean, that is not the correct use of the Online Safety Act. It's already being abused. And the creeping extension of the state is unhealthy. It's got to get out of our way so we can have the freedom to determine how we live. That coming back to that comment about the person stabbing their dinghy and repeatedly putting themselves in the drink, that's also part of their freedom. If they want to stab their dinghy and go into the North Sea, that's their prerogative. We've got to let people do what they wish to do within the bounds of ensuring they don't, cause violence to others and so on, and let them also suffer the consequences of their decisions. That is what free will is about. That's what personal agency is about. That's how you get your people to become self-starters, stand on their own 2 feet, remove this overbearing state from their lives and let them do what they wish to do, pretty much. That was also the British system, Andrew, as you know. That was our legal system, our common law system. Everything is allowed unless it's specifically prohibited. And over 40 years of EU membership, we've increasingly become a society where you can only do things which are specifically allowed.
Yeah, and it is very worrying on that sort of basis. A lot of people are saying the police should be policing the streets, not our tweets. And there's an extra clause which I'll just read because a lot of people are concerned about it, which is section 179 of the Online Safety Act, which talks about without reasonable excuse sending a message conveying information known to be false, intending at the time of sending the message or the information in it to cause non-trivial psychological or physical harm to a likely audience. And there's also section 127(1) of the Communications Act saying a person is guilty of an offence if they send by means of a public electronic communication network a message or other matter that is grossly offensive or of an indecent, obscene or menacing character or causes any such message or matter to be so sent. And there's various punishment, including imprisonment. I know a number of people are already being investigated by the police regarding those. Give me your final thoughts on both those clauses.
Well, they sound awful. The massive overreach of the state, yet again, into areas it shouldn't be in. We've got one of the 4 missions. We have a mission statement, and there are 4 arms to it in Advance UK: nation state, freedom, democracy, and equality under the law. And this plays straight to the freedom and equality under the law sections of our mission statement. It's not just about freedom of speech; it's also freedom to be ourselves, to remove this overbearing state. We should be as free as we possibly can be without compromising the freedom of others. That is what a society is all about.